with Kevin Rohde. This is Brian Nickel back at Trailblazer Stadium in Arvada, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs will be kicking off to the Arvada Bulldogs. The opening kickoff is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. With 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. So game 3 of the season is about ready to kick off, with Franny Gonzalez lining up the football on their 40-yard line and waiting for their okay from the ref, and he blows the whistle to let Franny know play can begin. He approaches the ball. Nice deep kick. It will be not quite into the end zone at about the 10. Going to be a handoff going around to the left side, up around, going to be brought down at about the 20.
Yeah, that little trickery fooled some of the Fort Morgan players. There's the contained guy from the right side came all the way into the middle on that, thinking that the play was going to the left. So they'll probably work on that here on the sideline in case we have to kick off again.
So Fort Morgan starting on defense tonight. Arvada comes out with 2 receivers left, 2 right, 1 way wide out by the numbers. Have a quarterback in the shotgun formation with a back next to him. And a flag already on the play. Part of the line took off for Arvada. So that should be on Arvada, I believe. Oh, they're going to call encroachment on Fort Morgan. So it'll be a 1st and 5. And actually starting at about the 26-yard line, I believe, now. So 1st and 5 for the Bulldogs. As they're lined up, man in motion now, coming left to right. It's going to be a throw out into the flat, and he is going to be nailed in the backfield first by Kyle Daniels. And then it looked like maybe Alex Mai was out there to clean up what Kyle didn't get, but that's going to be a loss back to about the 22-yard line. So that'll bring up about 2nd and 10 now from the 21 for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Looks to throw. It's going to be a throw. It's almost intercepted. That might, no, thought maybe it was going to be a lateral, but they ruled it an incomplete pass. And that was Eric Kimball that deflected that pass.
All I can say is we must have gotten some good film on them, because every time they roll that guy out, we've got a defender who's man-on-man with him coming upfield to break up the play or put the hit on him. In that first play, he missed, but he slowed him down enough so that the other defender could get in there and finish the deal.
Yeah, they have 3 receivers left now with 1 right. Shotgun formation with a back to his left. Snap back, or there's going to be a flag on the play. You'll see there it's a dead ball. Going to be an encroachment on Fort Morgan again. So that'll bring up 3rd and 5 from about the 26-yard line.
You know, when they're in shotgun like that, you just can't listen to them. You've got to watch the ball. The defensive ends having difficulty with that.
So 3 receivers left, and pen out into the left flat, and that pass is incomplete. And that was intended for Gordon. Incomplete out in the left flat, though.
Well, so far 3 passes and -5 on the stats.
So I'm guessing he's going to punt. He's not deep like he's going to punt. They have 2 receivers left and 2 right. His 4th and 5. We'll see if he backs up. They're getting signals in from their sideline. So I would guess that Ian Coleman is their quarterback, and it is a high punt, short punt, taken by Kyle Daniels at about the Fort Morgan 49 yard. They're going to put it right. Let's see where they put it. At the 49-yard line. So good position for the Mustangs to start with 11:05 to go here in the opening period. Fort Morgan with their first possession.
And we'll see whether they go with their power game and give the ball to Toby McBride up the middle, or whether they've scouted him and the weak spot is on the outside.
So high formation, 2 receivers left. Nobody on the right side. Pitch is going to be to Tate Kimball, and he takes it across midfield, but he fumbles the ball. And I don't know who, he got back on it. They're showing a second down. It fumbled forward. He's coming over. He had some gloves on, and he immediately took those gloves off. He apparently couldn't get a good feel on the ball. So they're not, I don't know why they're moving it. It's only a gain of 8. It should be 2nd and 2 from the Arvada 42-yard line.
Yeah, no one was even there to hit that ball. It was like he just was changing hands with it, and it slipped out on him on a cold night.
So Daniels in motion from left to right. Kimball split way right. Now he stops. Schneider rolls out. He's going to look downfield. Hard pass, but it's going to be over the head of Kyle Daniels. Incomplete. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 2 from the 42.
I'm guessing with 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2, you're going to want to maybe stretch out that defense and try throwing down, knowing that you can probably get a yard on McBride up the middle.
Yeah, I guess it is only 1 yard. I forgot they started on the 49, not the 50. So it will be 3rd and 1. I formation. Daniels split to the short field left. Now goes in motion with Kimball split way right. Now handoff over the right side to Tate Kimball. He gets outside to the 40, down to the 35, and finally ridden out of bounds. So nice run to the outside on the right side by Tate Kimball. So that will bring up a 1st and 10. And it looks like it's going to be about the 31-yard line.
They must be seeing something that Arvada's packing it inside that they don't want to try and give it to McBride yet. Looks like maybe they're running a 4-front and they've got guys in the center guard gaps or something.
So high formation. Daniels in motion this time from right to left with Kimball split to the left. Schneider, it's going to be a backwards pass. It's going to be a nice block by Kimball out on the left side. And then Tate Kimball, Kyle Daniels catches it, and he will go down inside the 25-yard line. See if that's where they put it. It'll be right at the 25-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 4 after a gain of 6 down to the 25 for the Mustangs.
That was a nice little pitch and catch. Like he said, it was backwards, so maybe they're trying to set up a play later on where he steps back and throws that ball.
So high formation, Daniels right to left. Stops in formation. It's going to be a handoff to Kimball over the left side. And he will get down far enough for the 1st down. He gets it down to the 20-yard line. So that was a run of 5 for the 1st down. So they'll bring up a 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Mustangs as Tate Kimball and Eric Kimball both come out of the starting lineup. We have Anthony Arroyo in the backfield along with who else? I can't see who the other one is. He gets it out to outside, and he has cut it upfield. He is still going, and he is going to be down inside the 10 with a player from Arvada lying on the ground at the 20. So a nice run there by Anthony Arroyo. Also into the game was Jacob Fritzler and Toby McBride in the backfield.
And who's 37?
37 is Anthony Arroyo.
Arroyo?
Yes.
Now, he had some real success there in the second half, and obviously enough that they want to get him some playing time in varsity.
Yeah, I saw him last year playing junior varsity, and he is quick. He gets outside, and he was hard to catch. So they're using him here in the varsity, and he's getting his yardage and getting him quick. So it's a 1st and 10. And now it is also 1st and goal as they get down inside the 10. on the 9, so it'll be first and goal. We're going to go ahead and take a short break here as they attend to the injured Arvada player out on the field. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com. Back at Trailblazer Stadium, handoff up the middle to Toby McBride over the right side, and he is into the end zone for the Fort Morgan touchdown. Toby McBride takes it in from 9 yards out with 9:01 to go in the first period. Fort Morgan 6, Arvada nothing. Well, now Franny Gonzalez to come out and try the extra point. Went right over that right side, and it was wide open.
Wondered how long it would be before they gave the ball to Toby, and maybe he was lobbying with that run for more touches. He certainly wasn't touched on the end zone.
So Franny in, high snap, ball down, kick is up, and looked like it was no good off to the right. So that puts it at, with 9:01 to go, 2 minutes and 4-second drive. The Fort Morgan Mustangs now take a 6-0 lead on a Toby McBride run for 9 yards. So we'll get a kickoff here from Fort Morgan here in the first quarter. So a nice 51-yard drive by the Fort Morgan Mustangs in their first possession as they hold Arvada to a 3-and-out on their first possession. So we'll see if the Fort Morgan defense comes out and puts that kind of pressure back on the Bulldogs.
I think it would bode well for a running team like Fort Morgan better than a passing team like Arvada to take a 15-minute break on a cold night like this.
So Franny with the ball teed up at the 40. Approaches. Nice deep kick by Franny. Comes down at about the 5. Going to be handed off around the right side this time. Going to be cut back inside. Nice job there. Keeping it was Frank Rosales as he turned him back in to the pursuit of the kickoff team. As he kept his lane, forced him back inside, and the Fort Morgan Mustangs brought him down at the 19-yard line. So it'll be first and 10 from the 19 for Arvada.
So far Arvada 3 plays for -5 yards. They have gotten 10 yards on penalties.
So 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun formation. Another pass out to the left flat, and that is dropped. And that is Elias De La Rosa, senior, 5'10". Have him out as a receiver right now. He's also been at quarterback. So they're going to go with a no huddle.
I can see why he's got so many incompletes, and it's not all his fault. He's had at least 2 of them dropped by his receivers.
So they have 3 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun formation, pass out on the left side again. And this time it's going to be tipped and incomplete. The Fort Morgan Mustangs were trying to get to that tip ball, but it does fall to the ground untouched. So that will bring up a 3rd and 10 now for Arvada.
So far, I don't think any of our defenders have gotten to him and put a hit on him or really hurried him, but he seems like he's got happy feet. I think possibly the last couple games he got hit a little bit, and that will make you a little skittish.
So now they have trips way left, 1 receiver right and a kind of a H-back to the left side. Snap is over the head of the quarterback. He takes it out to the left side, is rolling. It's going to be a pass downfield, and it's going to be almost intercepted, but it was out of bounds. That was Eric Flugoff that almost picked it off. So another incomplete pass. So that'll bring up a 4th and 10 from the 19 for Arvada. So that was the only pass that really wasn't where it should have been. The pass just before that was in and out of the hands of his receiver. So he was also the punter. This is Ian Coleman. He's only a sophomore quarterback. Lined up in the punt formation. Kyle Daniels back for the Mustangs. Sets at his own 49-yard line. 8:40 to go in the first period. Fort Morgan up 6-0. Snap back. Punt is going to be to Kyle Daniels. He takes it inside the 50 to the 45. Tries to get away and finally does go down, and he is going to be at the Bulldog 43-yard line.
Another injury.
So hopefully this is a injury to a Arvada Bulldog again. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break here. 8:31 to go. Fort Morgan 6, Arvada nothing on B106 and B106.com. Back at Trailblazer Stadium with Kevin Rohde. This is Brian Nickel. The Fort Morgan Mustangs in possession of the ball. We have an injured player down on the field for Arvada.
Anthony Martinez, a sophomore wide receiver and free safety, but he's up on his feet. He was kind of in the middle of the pile. He's hobbling a little bit, maybe twisted his ankle or knee as he went down. Hopefully he's up and ready to come back in later.
So we'll keep an eye on him, see if he makes it back in. So Fort Morgan to start at their 43 with 8:31 to go in the first period. 1st and 10 from their own, or from the Arvada 43.
Set up on the 43.
Have an I formation. Eric Flughoff split left. Eric Kimball split right. Have Tate Kimball as the deep back and Toby McBride as the fullback.
Yeah, Toby McBride looks like he's about as big or as tall as anyone out there, and he's playing fullback. I wouldn't want to tackle him.
No, he'd be a handful. Should have offsides now on Arvada. I didn't see anybody move from Fort Morgan.
Encroachment, defense, number 58.
They have a
5-yard penalty, moves the ball down to 37.
so now it'll be 1st and 5.
The Mustangs will be happy for that gift.
1st and 5. Handoff over the left side to Tate Kimball. He cuts it back in. He gets it inside the 35. Just barely inside the 35. So that's a gain.
Number 9, Dylan Jones.
We'll call it at the 35.
Carry about 2 yards. It'll be second
His 4th carry of the night. All positive yardage tonight.
So from the 34-yard line. Schneider under center. Flughoff to the left. Arvada starts to jam the line up a little bit. Schneider rolls out to his right, pass downfield. It's going to be dropped by Eric Kimball. Looked like he had turned his head, getting ready to run before he caught the ball. So that's going to be an incomplete pass for the Mustangs. So that will bring up a.
And unfortunately, when he was running away from the ball, and the defender was able to get in there. You always have to come to the ball when the ball's thrown to you to keep that defender from cutting between you and the ball.
So same formation, I formation. 3rd down. It's going to be a handoff to Tate Kimball around the outside. He's picked up the 1st down, cuts it upfield across the 30. We have a flag on the play. So we'll see if that's going to be. That play will be coming back. He does get it down to the 22, but we'll see what the penalty is.
I'm guessing a hold or a block in the back.
Illegal block in the. Well, they called it holding. It was penalty would be from the spot of the foul, which is at the 23. That may be
24.
Maybe almost the. Not quite a 1st down. Take it back. It'll be 3rd down again. Almost where it was before. Actually, it looks like they.
10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Looks like it's now at the 34. So it looks like they actually gained a yard on that play. So it's like a 3rd and 2 for the Mustangs. 7:40 to go here in the first half. In the first period, Fort Morgan 6, Arvada nothing. As they wind the clock. Flughoff left. Eric Kimball split wide right with Austin Cosman as a tight end. Tate Kimball, Toby McBride in the backfield, I formation, and Fort Morgan takes off. Austin Cosman jumps, so that will set it back 5 yards. So it'll be about a 3rd and 7.
5-yard penalty, moves the ball back to
Set that.
39. It'll be 3rd and about 7.
Set that back to the 39-yard line.
Not very clean football at this point.
So receivers left and right I formation. Schneider under center. Hands off to McBride over the right side. He breaks a tackle to the outside, gets his first down. Inside the 30, across the 25, to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. No flags on the play. Toby McBride takes it in from 39 yards out for the second touchdown for the Mustangs. Mustangs now up 12-0 with their point after try coming up.
Well, that's 2 for 2. McBride's touched the ball twice and has both of Fort Morgan's touchdowns.
So he cut it right in, then came back left, and he just outran that defense. Had a nice block downfield. I think that was Kyle Daniels, I believe. I'm not sure who it was for sure, but had a nice block downfield. So Franny Gonzalez to try the point after. The kick is down. This one looks better, and it is. So Franny Gonzalez with the point after now makes the score 13-0. Fort Morgan with 6:53 to go in the first period. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com. Back where the Fort Morgan Mustangs have just now taken a 13-0 lead over Arvada. 6:53 to go here in period one. Franny Gonzalez with the ball teed up at the 40-yard line waiting for the referee. He blows his whistle for Franny to approach, and he does. Nice deep kick taken at about the 7. This time the handoff is not taken, and they get it out to almost the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was that trickery that you never know which of those guys to carry or cover.
So Fort Morgan on defense now with Arvada as they come out in a no huddle. It's a 1st and 10, and they have it at the 29-yard line. So 1st and 10, Bulldogs from the 29-yard line, their own 29-yard line. 3 receivers, right, 1 left with a back in the backfield. Handoff up the middle, and he goes nowhere as he is taken down by a host of Mustangs included in there with that defensive line. The Alexander Mai was in there along with a number of other linemen and people in there to take him down. So it's a loss of 2, so it's going to be 2nd and 12 from the 27. 2 receivers right, 2 left, shotgun formation. Pass out here to the right, and it's going to be off the hands of his intended receiver, and that's DeAndre Gordon, a sophomore. So the right where it should be, but an incomplete pass.
That stretches it out to 6 incomplete passes in a row for Coleman. Again, off the hands of his receiver.
Yeah, the pass is there. It's he couldn't put it on his hands any better. So 3 receivers split right in a bunch formation. 1 to the left is shotgun formation. In the shotgun, he rolls out to his right. He's getting some pressure now. Ball is through the hands of his intended receiver. Might have been a little high, as that was Elias De La Rosa. So he was getting some pressure from the Fort Morgan Mustangs.
He had that receiver open, and boy, if he could have gotten it to him, that would have been a big gainer for Arvada. Another Arvada son or a player down. I hope it's not the quarterback.
Can't see just who it is. Yeah, if that would have been complete, that would have been out to about the 40-yard line or maybe just a little farther, but
I don't see 19 in the huddle anywhere, so I'm wondering if that's their quarterback that's down, and we'll see 10 De La Rosa replacing him.
So a 4th and 12.
He'll have to go out, and we'll see someone else punting for him if that's the case.
So 13-0 with 6:02 to go first period here at Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. As this is the 3rd injury timeout for Arvada here in the first period of play. He's laying on his back at about the 17-yard line, so hopefully he is not seriously injured. Fort Morgan players on their knees in respect to the injured player.
I don't want to call into question anyone because I'm sure these kids are seriously hurt. But you wonder on a cold night on hard AstroTurf, you've had to sit and wait to warm up after that one thing. And, it's just hard. I guess it's hard to play when you're 0-3 and you're already down 13-0 halfway through the first quarter, and you've got two kids already injured. But this is a quarterback, so I don't think that he's got to be a gamer. He's going to get up and get back in that game if at all possible.
Got him sitting up anyway. Looks like Fort Morgan has talking to Cade Bulis here on the sidelines. So I don't know if if they're treating him maybe like for a concussion or something, but they have him sitting on the bench. So that is the quarterback. He is up on his feet.
He's a little woozy talking about a concussion. Is that who you were saying, or one of the Morgan kids?
Well, they got the Morgan kid sitting down here on the bench, and they're kind of looking at him, but now they've laid that quarterback back down on the field.
And that's 85 Fort Morgan. You said it, Cade Bulis.
Cade Bulis, a sophomore tight end and defensive line.
And on this turf, if he was thrown to the ground and his head slammed down, it's not as forgiving as a grass turf. They're a lot better than the original AstroTurf. I remember as a child growing up in Boulder, and CU had put in AstroTurf, and it was basically a concrete slab with outdoor carpet on it. And we'd go to play warm-up, play pickup games. That tells you how old I was, that they still allowed anyone into the stadium, 24/7 to play on the field. And it hurt when you fell down on that. And I know this is a lot more padded, but it's still not like natural grass.
Yeah, like Mother Nature there. So we're going to go back here just a minute. The first Fort Morgan score of the game was brought to you by Morgan Federal Bank, a bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. When you need banking advice, stop by and see one of their loan officers Monday through Friday at 321 Ensign. Morgan Federal Bank. There is a difference. Tune in to 1010 Preps and More weekdays from 1 to 2 on 1010 KSIR for the latest in high school sports with John Beltran. For scoring updates throughout the course of the football season, follow us on Twitter at B106 or on our Facebook page at B106. So they are trying to set him up again. They're going to bring the Fort Morgan bunch off the field. Equitable Savings and Loan, Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. They have the financial solutions for you. MMI International operation deserves the best. When buying a mix or a feeder truck, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. They continually outperform our competitors hands down, and they aren't afraid to stand behind their product. Call them at 842-5161. Central Auto Parts, you need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at great prices at your local Napa store. Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. I think we're going to go ahead and take a short break here and see if their quarterback, Ian Coleman, will be good enough to get up off the field or what they're going to do. So 6:02 to go in the first period. Fort Morgan 13, Arvada nothing on B106 and B106.com. With Kevin Rohde, this is Brian Nickel. They are walking the injured player off the field, Ian Coleman. He looks a little groggy, so I would guess we probably won't see him the rest of the night. So they will go with their other quarterback, and that is De La Rosa, a 5'10", 154-pound senior. So we'll see who's punting also, I guess. So Kyle Daniels back for the Mustangs at his own 40. De La Rosa sets up at the 20. So you get a get their signals in from the sidelines. It's 4th and 12. And it is a kick downfield. Daniels takes it at about the 47. Cuts right, gets a nice block. He cuts it outside down to the 45, down to the 40. And that's about going to be a flag come in at the end of the play. So we'll see what the penalty is.
The defender was throwing Daniels around kind of like a rag doll and looked like it's maybe pretty high, so maybe it horse collared him or got a face mask.
So we'll see what they're come up with here for a penalty, as the Mustangs will have their third.
Personal foul, targeting number 29, White, during the return.
Have a
15-yard penalty, first down, White.
Foul on the Mustangs of targeting. Apparently, somebody must have dipped their head to. I'm not sure, that's kind of a weird play to have on there, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, and this is their worst possession to start with. That is from their own 41-yard line. With 5:51 to go here in this long first period. I formation, Flughoff left. Schneider keeps the ball, looks downfield. He's going to go down the middle of the field, and Flughoff is open. He's got the ball at the 10, 5, touchdown, Eric Flughoff. So a 59-yard pass play from Joey Schneider to Eric Flughoff. Took 10 seconds off the clock. Mustangs now up 19-0 at 5:41 to go in the first period.
That was pretty. He could have led him just a little bit more, but good job of adjusting by Flughoff and then juking the one defender back there and scoring the touchdown.
So Franny Gonzalez in to attempt the point after. Snap down, ball is up, and it is good. So 5:41 to go here in the first period. The Fort Morgan Mustangs 20, Arvada nothing on B106 and B106.com. Back at in Lakewood, Colorado at Trailblazer Stadium, the Fort Morgan Mustangs have just gone up 20-0 on Arvada. 3 touchdowns here in the first period of play. 5:41 to go in the first period as Joey Schneider hits Eric Flughoff for a 59-yard pass play. Point after good by Franny. Franny kicks off. It's going to be just a little bit shorter, but it's going to be taken. Ball is going to be kept around this left side. Nice tackle there by Frank Rosales. So Frank Rosales is having a good night out there on special teams. So that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Arvada Bulldogs. And they're lining that up at the 25-yard line, it looks like.
Quarterback for the Bulldogs is Elias De La Rosa.
So Fort Morgan out there on defense once more. 5:35 to go here. First period now with De La Rosa, as the quarterback. 2 receivers left, 2 right. De La Rosa comes out. It's almost intercepted. It is intercepted. Let's see if they give it to him. And it is intercepted by Richard Herrera. He had his first interception last week and took it back in for a touchdown on his for the touchdown for the Mustangs. So now it will be Fort Morgan ball on the turnover as they will take over at the 21-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 21 for the Mustangs. Already leading 20-0 here in the first period. Schneider under center gives it to Tate Kimball around the right side. Nice kick out there on the right side. He's going to take it all the way in for the touchdown. Tate Kimball from 21 yards out makes it 26-0. Fort Morgan with 5:22 to go in the first period. Nice kick out blocked by Toby McBride, and then had some nice seal-offs on the right side as he takes it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was a really nice run, and I kind of get the sense that Arvada's got a little bit of quit in them right now. They're really not flying to the ball or even trying.
So now Franny Gonzalez, ball down, kick up and right down the middle. So that makes the score now 27-0 Fort Morgan with 5:22 to go in the first period. We're going to take a short break here on B106 and B106.com. Back at Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood with Kevin Rohde. This is Brian Nickel. Fort Morgan Mustangs now up 27-0 here in this long first period. Franny Gonzalez gets the go-ahead to kick it, and it looks like it may go into the end zone this time, and it will for the touchback. First touchback tonight for Franny, so that will make it a 1st and 10 for Arvada from the 20. With 5:22 still remaining in the first period. So De La Rosa brings his team out with a no huddle. They get their play set up on the sideline and then come out set up in their formation. Now we have 2 receivers right and 2 left. Shotgun formation. Handoff over the left side. And that, I think they're going to catch and get him for a face mask, I believe.
Or a possible horse collar. Yeah, he definitely had a hold of something up high and pulled him down by it.
So we'll see, that might be they're going to call a face mask. At least that's what the...
15-yard face mask.
So a face mask on Fort Morgan. So that will give Arvada their first down of the night.
And it wasn't intentional. He just was grabbing in there trying to get a hold of something to pull him down by and couldn't let go.
That kind of made his chin come down there a little bit, so it'll be a 1st and 10 for Arvada from the 35. After the 15-yard penalty, 3 receivers left, 1 right, shotgun formation. Handoff over the left side. And there is just nothing there. The front of the Fort Morgan defense is doing a good job there as Nate Cage and we'll see who else they have in there. Nate Cage, Jacob Fritzler in on the play. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 35 after a no gain. Rolls out to his left. Pass downfield. It's going to be intercepted. And Austin Cosman, I believe, picked that off out on the right side. So another interception. For the Fort Morgan Mustangs. 4:23 to go.
And you can see why Coleman's their starting quarterback. De La Rosa bravely coming in and trying to get something started, but he's 2 for 2 to Fort Morgan for interceptions.
So Fort Morgan, I formation with their receivers left and right. 1st and 10 from the 33. Have a flag on the play.
Prior to the snap, encroachment.
That is going to be an encroachment against Arvada, so that will make it a 1st and 5 from the 28-yard line. High formation, Schneider under center. Going to be a handoff to Tate Kimball around the left side, breaks the first tackle, gets it down inside the 25.
They snuck Almanza in there on you, Coach. Nice hard run by him. Got Kimball on the sideline.
So it'll be about 2nd and 1 now for Fort Morgan.
Almanza's first carry of the night.
So Flugoff comes out. Almanza comes out. So Eric Kimball split wide right. Toby McBride and Jacob Fritzler in the backfield. For the Mustangs, Schneider under center as a 2nd and short. Going to be handoff to Toby McBride up the middle, and he will pick up the first down as he gets down inside the 20. Looks like it's going to be set up at about from the 19-yard line for the Mustangs as they pick up the first down.
And Toby McBride gets 1 carry without a touchdown on the night.
ruining his average here.
Yeah.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 19 for the Mangs. As they come out in their normal set here, we have to the right side is Dalen Mugenberg as the split receiver to the left with Kimball to the right. We have a flag on the play. Encroachment again on the Arvada Bulldogs. So 1st and 5 now for the Mustangs. That will be from the 14-yard line. So 1st and 10 Mustangs from the Arvada 14, leading 27-0 with 3 minutes to go in the first period. Handoff around the right side to Almanza. He busted outside across the 10 and down to the inside the 5. So that will be far enough for a first down as Almanza takes it down to about the 4. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 4 for the Mustangs. So it doesn't seem to matter who runs the ball for the Mustangs. Arvada doesn't seem to have an answer for them. So we have receivers left and right again. Toby McBride and Almanza, I believe, is the deep back. Handoff this time. We have a flag on the play. It looked like Arvada had jumped, but we'll see who they call it on this time. It's going to be a dead ball. So this time it's going to be on Fort Morgan. So it'll still be 1st and goal, but this time it'll be from the 9.
It's nice to see the offensive line dominating another defensive front like they did last week against Niwot.
So Kimball right and Muhlenberg to the left. Hand off this time to Almanza, and he gets it down to about maybe the 7. So that'll bring up a 2nd and goal for the Mustangs.
Gain of about 2 yards.
From the 7, another 4th run of the drive for the Mustangs. Started with 4:23 to go in the first period. We're down to 2:01 and counting as they wind the clock. So Toby McBride, Jacob Fritzler, and I can't see the other back is in the backfield. So we'll see if they give this off to Toby McBride. That's a hole wide open over the right side, and he is going to go into the end zone. 3rd touchdown of the night for Toby McBride, as that increases the score to 33-0 with 1:39 to go left in the first period.
Gonzalez out to attempt the point after.
Well, if there was a few more minutes in this quarter, we might, well, I can't say that yet, because we might make it into running time before we even get to the end of the first quarter.
We got into that last week, before the end of the first half anyway. So kick is down and looks like it is up and good by Franny. So that's going to make it 34-0 with 1:39 to go left in the first period. Northeastern, live in your world. Learn in ours. For more information about Northeastern or classes available to you, go to www.njc.edu. Valley View Villa. Look to the team at Aspen Rehabilitation inside Valley View Villa for your sports rehab, short-term or long-term care needs. Stop by 815 Fremont or call them today, 867-8261. High Plains Bank. High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. So another touchdown by McBride.
Gonzalez will be kicking off to Arvada.
With the point after good by Franny Gonzalez. Franny Gonzalez ready to kick off from the 40 with 1:39 to go. Another nice deep kickoff by Franny. It's going to be taken at the 5 with the fake handoff going around the left side, and they're going to get maybe not even to the 15. So it looks like it will be
1st and 10 Bulldogs.
1st and 10. Let's see, we're going to be about the 12. Let's see where they finally mark it at when they get across there.
13 maybe, 14.
Let's see what they finally... 1st and 10 for Arvada from the 14-yard line. 1:34 to go. Two receivers right, two left. Going to be a handoff up the middle. Nope, he's going to be a keeper around the right side as De La Rosa is knocked hard at about the 12, I believe. Well, they may give him, we'll see if they give him any yardage. It may be a no gain on that play.
He fought hard to get back to the line of scrimmage and not have a loss.
So 2nd and 10 from the 14 for Arvada. Down to a minute to go, first period. Fort Morgan up 34-0. Two receivers left, two split way left. Shotgun formation. Waits to get, we have a movement by the wide receiver on the right side, so that will set him back 5. So that'll make it 2nd and 15 for Arvada.
Inside their own 10-yard line. Not the place you want to be going backwards on penalties.
So Fort Morgan, with their defense out on the field, Kyle Daniels is a safety about 15 yards back. Looks to throw out on the right side. It's going to be thrown out and finally caught, but it's going to be caught to the 15, so it's going to be a gain of 6, but it will still be 3rd and 9. From the 15-yard line for Arvada, their first completion. I believe it's their first completion tonight.
Did you see who caught that one, Coach? Was that 12?
I believe it was.
That's who we'll give it to.
So 3rd down. Two receivers right, two left for Arvada as Fort Morgan jumps across the line. Trey McBride got an early start. So that is a 5-yard penalty against the Mustangs. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 4 from the 19-yard line.
Closest they've come to having a first down. 3rd and 5 was the previous time.
And that is the end of the first period. At the end of 1, Fort Morgan Mustangs 34, Arvada nothing. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com. Back at in Lakewood, as Arvada runs the ball. Toby McBride knocks the ball loose from the quarterback as he runs to the right, and Fort Morgan recovers. So it'll be Fort Morgan's football, 1st and 10 from the 10, first and goal, and another player is down for Arvada. So not a good night for the.
I hope that's not 10, their quarterback. I didn't see 10 run off the field.
And looks like that's who it is.
Well, I don't know who their 3rd string quarterback is going to be, but that's going to be pretty hard on them.
And they have a freshman quarterback if he plays, number 4, Levi Mayer. So we'll see if he's the one that has to come in or not. This time he is up and going, Elias De La Rosa. So they're calling it on the 12, so it'll be 1st and 10 on the 12 for the Mustangs. So if they punch this in here with 11:52, we will have a running clock for the rest of the game. So that'll make up a little bit of time for the injury timeouts that they had earlier. So 11:52 to go here, 2nd period. Fort Morgan 1st and 10 from the 12. I formation, handoff to Almanza over the left side. He gets down inside the 5, inside the end zone for the touchdown. So a 12-yard play puts the Fort Morgan Mustangs up 40-0 as a running clock will start. 11:46 is what it was, so it was a 6-second play.
Well, I guess when they made the schedule, they picked teams that they thought they could beat for these off-season games, and they picked some winners.
So we'll see what they do. Franny Gonzalez now. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 11:16 and counting here, 2nd period, Fort Morgan now up 41-0 over the Arvada Bulldogs. And that was Brian Almanza that took that in.
Nice 12-yard run, and we're spreading out the scoring now. We've got Flukoff and Snyder connecting on a 59-yard pass. Almanza with the last rushing 12-yard touchdown. McBride with the trifecta of 9, 39, and 7. 3 touchdowns on 4 carries. And Kemble having to work a little harder for his. He's gone 6 carries and only had 1 touchdown, but has probably somewhere around 50 yards, 60 yards, and he's averaging about 10 yards per carry. Total domination on both sides of the ball again tonight for the Fort Morgan Mustangs.
Yeah, they're kind of taking up where they had last week with Niwot. They had 2 touchdowns of 1 play, 2 plays for a touchdown, then 1 touchdown that took 3 plays, and 1 touchdown that took 8 plays. So this time the kickoff into the end zone. So 41-0 here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs as Arvada will take over.
Unfortunately for the Mustangs, Coach Chisholm's got to be thinking, we've just played 2 games where my starters have played about a quarter of football, and the second team's played about a quarter because running clock makes it go twice as fast. What's going to happen when we get up against Lutheran 3 weeks from now, and we've got to play 4 quarters of football? Are we going to be in football shape for that?
So snap back and pressure is on De La Rosa, and he is going to be sacked back at the 16-yard line. So that will be a loss of 4. So that'll bring up a second and 14 from the 16 for Arvada. Nice pressure there by the defensive line of Fort Morgan. So Arvada going the wrong direction here.
You know, they talk about how a running team, once you get behind, you have a hard time catching up because you can't pass. But a passing team, if you have no line, you can't even do any running to kind of slow down the rush.
So pass out to the side is going to be complete out to the 20. And then taken out to about the 22-yard line. And that is a pass out to Hayden Green, wide receiver, junior.
That was a nice crisp pass. And that's what they need to do, is just let them have a 1-step drop and throw and try and get some success going for them.
So now it'll be 3rd and 8 from the 22 for Arvada. 8:13 and counting here in the second period of play. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Snap back, looks out here to the right side, and it's going to be caught. It's going to be dropped right in the hands of the receiver, Dalen Jones. So they're kind of their own worst enemy here with these drop balls.
All right, De La Rosa feeling some of the bad mojo that Coleman had going with hitting receivers in the hands with balls that they should be able to catch and having them dropped.
So 4th down for Arvada. De La Rosa. Fort Morgan looks like the defensive end jumped on the hard count. So that will be an encroachment, so that will bring up 4th and not so long, but I can't see him going for it here anyway.
Well, what do they have to lose? You know, Fort Morgan's going to get the ball and score on 3 plays.
Maybe they just want him to work for it a little bit. So it'll be 4th down and about 3. They look to the sidelines for their play. They have 3 receivers left, 1 right. We'll see if De La Rosa goes ahead and punts the ball, or if they're going to actually run a play. And they are looking. He's going to run out here to the right side, and he better get outside, or he's not going to make it. And he does get out across the 30-yard line. So nice run there by De La Rosa to pick up the 1st down for Arvada.
First and 10 of the night for the Bulldogs.
Takes the ball out to the
1st
34-yard line.
and 10 for Arvada from the 34. 6:27 and counting here. Second period, 41-0 Fort Morgan.
And with that run, Arvada's total rushing game for the night is 5 rushes for a total of 0 yards.
So 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun formation, looks downfield, and it looks like it's going to be incomplete off the hands of Eric Flughoff and falls to the ground. So nice defensive pass defense there by Eric Flughoff out on the left side, about 15 yards downfield. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 34 for Arvada after that incomplete pass. So 3 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun formation, looks downfield. Pass is going to be, it's going to be initially intercepted by Richard Herrera, but he couldn't hold on to it. Then I thought the Arvada receiver was going to get it, but neither one of them could come up with it. Falls to the ground, incomplete. So that will bring up a 3rd and 10 for Arvada.
Yeah, ill-advised pass and then bobbled by the defender through the offensive player's hands.
So Richard Herrera almost had his 3rd interception of the season. So Arvada is going to take a timeout, so we'll take one with him with 4:59 to go in the second period. Fort Morgan 41, Arvada nothing on B106 and B106.com. Back at Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood with Kevin Rohde, this is Brian Nickel. 4:58 to go in the first half of play here. 41-0 Mustangs. As Arvada on a 6-play drive started from their 20 is now 3rd and 10 from the 34. It looks like it's going to be a screen pass, and it's dropped over on the right-hand side. If he could have caught that, he'd have had a lot of running room. But falls incomplete out on the right side.
Now I think at 4th and 10, there's really no benefit in going for it. Their longest offensive play of the night's been that 7-yard run at 2 6-yard passes.
So see, De La Rosa is, see what they want to do here. 3 receivers right, 1 left with the back in the backfield. Still getting some information from their coaches on the sidelines. So De La Rosa, they're going to run out of time here in a minute. So snap back, they are going to go for it. He is going to get it past, but it's going to be an incomplete pass out on the right side as De La Rosa goes down under pressure from Bladen Pollitt and also Jacob Fritzler and Toby McBride were also there. So turnover on downs by Arvada, so Fort Morgan will take over.
By all rights, that should be Arvada's last possession of the half with 3 minutes left, unless Fort Morgan can score in fewer than 2 plays.
So 1st and 10 from the 34 for the Mustangs. Schneider hands off to the right side. Over the right side, let's see who that is. I'm trying to see if that is, looks like Elliot Wunsch.
Yep.
So Elliot Wunsch takes it across the 30 down to the 27-yard line. So that will bring up a 2nd and 3 from the 27 for the Mustangs. First carry of the night for Elliot Wunsch. Eric Kimball split wide right. And it looks like Dale Mugenberg split left. Pitch back to Wunsch that time, and going to lose a little bit of a, we'll see if they mark it back a little bit. Not much. It's still going to be 3rd and 3 from the 27 for the Mustangs. Now, as Elliot Wunsch comes out of the game, we have Anthony Arroyo in the game along with Brian Almanza, I believe, is the fullback. To Anthony Arroyo over the right side. He's inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Anthony Arroyo takes it into the end zone for the Mustangs with 1:53 to go in the first half.
Touchdown for Mustangs.
So a nice night for Anthony Arroyo.
Prior to the end of the second quarter.
And what grade did you say he's in, a sophomore?
I believe he's a junior. I believe is what he is.
Gonzalez on for the point after.
So Franny Gonzalez in for the PAT. Stands now at 47-0. Fort Morgan. Snap, placement down, and it is up and good.
Point after is
So that makes it 48
Fort Morgan 48.
to nothing. Arvada nothing on B106 and B106.com. With Kevin Rohde, this is Brian Nickel from Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs are now up 48-0 with under 30 seconds as the clock is running. Franny Gonzalez sits up the ball on the 40-yard line. We'll see if they even get the kick off here. I probably will. Down to 15 seconds in the first half. Now down to 10. Apparently, that will run out the clock. I think that's probably what we're thinking. If they take a penalty, then the clock will run out and you don't have to kick it.
But is that a penalty on the defense, and you have to?
No, that would be well.
I guess that'd be up to Arvada whether they want it, but it looks like they're heading to the
Looks like they're
sideline.
going in. So at the end of the first half, Fort Morgan Mustangs 48, Arvada Bulldogs nothing. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com. Welcome back to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com as we are getting ready for the start of the second half here at Trailblazer Stadium. Kevin Rohde, the broadcast partner as usual, along with Brian Nickel here. The Fort Morgan Mustangs lead 48-0. We'll get ready to start the second half. I believe Fort Morgan deferred at the start of the first half, but they did that last week and then kicked off to start the second half. So we'll see if they do that again tonight. So we'll see what
looks like they are. They've got the kick tee out, and
I guess that's just giving the other team one more chance to get points on the board, get an offensive points up on the board. So
I don't know. Maybe there's some rule in there if you're the team that's up by 48 and it's a running half that you have to kick off too.
It could be.
Hard to tell. We'll have to ask Coach sometime when we get a chance.
So Franny Gonzalez again to kick off for the Mustangs. Another busy night for Franny. I think he also does play soccer for the Mustangs, and I know he had a couple of goals the other night in their win. Excellent kicker here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. That's a big plus in high school football when you got a kicker that can kick some field goals when you need to and makes 95% of your extra points. So when it gets down to crunch time, you need those extra points. It's a great thing to have in your back pocket. So
as well as spinning down the other team down around their 20 every time.
So Franny Gonzalez kicks it into the end zone for the touchback. As Arvada will take over 1st and 10 from the 20.
And we do see some second-team offensive linemen going there. I see 63, Colton Carpenter. 77 is Jesus Ibarra. Not sure who else I see in there. Oh, those are defense. Sorry. So Colton Carpenter going in at the nose guard position.
Looks like Dalen Mugenberg is deep safety, I believe.
Got Jason
So
Lenhart.
handoff up the middle for Arvada, gets it across the 20.
Ball up for about a 3-yard gain.
So gets it up to about the 23, so we'll call it a 2nd and 7 from the 23 for the Bulldogs. As they go no huddle, three receivers split right almost in a bunch group, and then one to the left with a back in the backfield with the quarterback in the shotgun formation. Handoff up the middle And he will get about to the 25, maybe just across the 25.
Gain of about 2 makes it
Let's see where they.
35 for the
So we'll
Bulldogs.
say it's third. Excuse me. 3rd and 5 from the 25 for Arvada as they continue the no huddle. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun formation for Arvada. Snap back, looks downfield over on the left side, and it's going to be a completion and will be a first down for Arvada as they catch it out to about the 32-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Arvada. After that incompletion, he finally got a receiver to hang on to the ball. So 1st and 10 for Arvada from the 33.
Getting a decent drive started here.
Handoff up the middle. It's going to be a keeper. And that was nice tackle by Trey McBride. And Jason Lenhart also in on that tackle. So it looks like that was a designed run by the quarterback. He does gain about 1, so it'll be a 2nd and 9 from the 34 for Arvada. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers right. It's going to be a pass out here in the flat on the right side, but goes through the hands of the intended receiver, Hayden Green. Another pass right on the hands of the intended receiver, but dropped.
Yeah, you really can't say too much bad about these quarterbacks. You know, he started off with 2 interceptions, but he has had the ball where his team needed it to be to have success, and the receivers are really letting him down.
So 3rd and 9 now from the 34 for Arvada. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers right. Going to be a pass out here to the left again. This time it's going to be complete, but only for a short gain out to about the 35-yard middle. We're going to mark it out to the 36. So a short gain of just 2, so that'll bring up a 4th down. 4th and about 6.
Nice pitch and catch, and that was his 5th or 4th different receiver that he's thrown to.
So they will go for it as they line up 3 receivers left and 1 right. Looks like a tight end on the right side. So that will bring up a 4th and 6 from the 36 for Arvada in the shotgun formation. No back this time. He looks downfield as the pressure comes in, and the ball is going to be dropped in the hands and out again of the intended receiver. That is DeAndre Gordon. That would have been enough for the first. No, it would have been close. It would have been about the 40. It would have been about 3 yards short, but he might have been able to run with it. But another drop by a wide receiver.
Yeah, he did his job. The coaches did their job. They had the right plays in there. And those receivers have just got to start figuring out ways to catch that ball for Arvada.
So Fort Morgan takes over possession at the 36-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10.
We have Daylin Knapp in at quarterback.
So running clock here, 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd period. Mustangs in the I formation, 1 receiver left. Handoff over the right side. Going to get a couple of yards, and that is going to be to Elliott Wunsch. Maybe he'll pick up 1, so it looks like it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 35 for Fort Morgan as they get their play in from the coach. Harrison Chisholm gives the play to Dalen Knapp, sophomore quarterback. So 2nd and 9 from the 35 for the Mustangs, leading 48-0. Running clock here in the 4th period. I formation, receivers split left and right. It looks like we have a encroachment on Arvada. See if that's where they. Yes, it is an encroachment on Arvada. So that will bring up a 2nd and 4 from the 30.
Brings up a 2nd and 4.
Knapp
Definitely a makeable play there.
Knapp under center, hands off over the left side to Elliott once again. He's in the open, down to the 15, down to the 10, down to the 5, into the end zone for the touchdown for the Mustangs is Elliott Wunsch. So he takes it in from 30 yards out, makes the score now 54-0 in favor of the Mustangs. With just about 5 minutes to go here in the third period.
Yeah, you had to make a few dodges to get through the traffic, and then it was clear sailing. There's one defender who turned the wrong way and had no chance at him. Very nice run by Wunsch.
Elliott Wunsch. So Franny Gonzalez in for the PAT. Snap down, kick is up, and it is good.
Point after is good, making the score with 4:34.
So 55-0 now in favor of the Mustangs, with 4:29 and counting here in the
I forgot to shut up my mic.
third period here with the clock running. So nice job there by Elliott. He did a couple little jukes there and got out in the open, and he wasn't going to be caught. So some good experience here for the junior varsity.
Although Wunsch is a senior, so they're getting some of the seniors that aren't starters some time in there as well. That's always good.
So see the Franny will kick off for the Mustangs as the clock continues to run. As Franny waits for the official to blow the whistle to put into play. And he does get that. Franny Gonzalez. Nice deep kick again by Franny. That's going to be into the end zone. Another touchback by Franny Gonzalez.
His legs getting stronger as the game goes by. Each kick's getting a little bit farther and a little bit higher. And
must be getting looser. As much kicking as he's doing is finally loosening up.
Well, let's see. That would be 8, 9, 10 kickoffs he's had.
Yep. So 1st and 10 from the 24, Arvada.
Do you know if the JVs played Arvada yesterday, or the freshmen?
I'm not sure just who they. Let's check here in a minute. Run over the right side for a no gain for Arvada, and they will play. The junior varsity will play Arvada at home on Monday.
Carrying the ball for the Bulldogs.
Fort Morgan freshmen were at Erie yesterday.
That was Lambert's second carry of the game.
2nd and 10 from the 20, pass out over the left side, and nice defense. It was in the hands and then knocked away, and that looks like that was Angelo Rivera came up and knocked the ball away from the intended receiver.
Brings up a 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs.
So they're calling it 3rd and 9. Must have picked up a yard on that first play from scrimmage. So 3rd and 9 for Arvada. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Looks out here to the left. Going to be a pass down the middle and incomplete to DeAndre Gordon. So that will bring up a 4th and 9. Nice defense there by the Fort Morgan Mustangs, as Anthony Arroyo was in there, and also looked like Hector Luna, number 23, was also back.
Luna, the free safety, had a chance to really put a lick on him and backed off and didn't tackle him.
So lined up with 2 receivers right, 2 left. As they get, looks like they're going to kick. At least that's what the one coach over there looks like he's indicating, is to punt the ball. So we'll see if they do. It's a low snap. It is a punt. It's going to land out at about the 50 and go downfield to the 45-yard line.
That should be it for the quarter.
So we're down to 33 seconds, so Mustangs will take over from their own 45. We'll see if they run a play. I don't think they probably will. Start the third quarter with the Mustangs up 55-0. They will let the end of the quarter run out. So at the end of 3, the Fort Morgan Mustangs 55, Arvada Bulldogs nothing. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com. Back at Trailblazer Stadium with Kevin Rohde, this is Brian Nickel. First and 10 for the Mustangs. Running play and lost about 3 yards on the play back to the 42-yard line. I think that's probably the first negative play that the Mustangs have had in the last 2 weeks.
Definitely the first one tonight. They had one that was stopped at the line of scrimmage. That was also Elliott Wunsch.
So second and 13 from the 42. As Dalen Knapp under center, one receiver left, one right, eye backfield for the Mustangs. Handoff over the right-hand side. And taking it downfield is Frank Rosales. And he is close to the first down to the 45 of Arvada. They will give him the first down on that run. So nice run by Frank Rosales, a junior running back for the Fort Morgan Mustangs.
First and 10 from the 45.
That was a nice run by Rosales, and another Fort Morgan running back getting positive yards.
Took it over the left side. I formation, handoff again over the right side. He slips down this time, gains maybe a yard down to the 44-yard line. So they'll bring up a second and 9 from the 44 as he slips down. There was some more running room there as he turned the corner. But his feet went out from under him and he went down. So we're down to 10:15 to go here in the game with the Mustangs up 55-0. Second and 9 from the 44 for Fort Morgan in the I formation. One receiver right, one left. Handoff right straight up the middle. And I believe that was, I'm not sure, is that Mule?
Caleb Bell, number 28.
Okay, Caleb Bell, number 28, is the one that on the carry up the middle. He gets it down to the 42-yard line. So I'll bring up about a 3rd and 7 for the Mustangs after the 2-yard run by Caleb Bell. We have a motion on the left wide receiver for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. That will set them back 5.
False start. Number 3, offense. 5-yard penalty.
So that will bring it up to about a 3rd and 12. Back on the outside of the 45-yard line, out to the 47.
Fort Morgan playing some kids whose numbers aren't even on there. 72. Not sure who that is.
So we have a 3rd and 12 for the Mustangs as we are at 8:45 and counting here. Handoff over the right side down to the 40, down to just inside the 40.
Frank Rosales carrying the
Frank
ball
Rosales
for the
again
Mustangs.
gets it down to the 39-yard line, so that will bring up a
For the Bulldogs.
4th down and about 4 to go.
Rosales running like he wants coach to give him some more playing time, the junior.
So it looks like we will have our
Number 9.
first punt of the night for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, and that is Manny Escalera,
Deep to receive
Jr.
is number 20. Alejandro.
Number 20 is back for Arvada. Nice high punt. Could land about the 20 and then going to be touched down
Ball is down
at about the
22 yards or the
17-yard line. It looks like that they're going to
it is the
where they're going to set it will be at the 17, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 17 for Arvada as we are at the 7:30 mark here in the final period of play. So Arvada comes out, 3 receivers right, 1 left, shotgun formation with Elias De La Rosa still at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Waits for the snap, does get it, looks out to his right side. Going to be a deep pass, and it's going to be well over the head of the intended receiver. And that was going to be for DeAndre Gordon over his head.
And that's really about the first pass that he's thrown that was really bad that I've seen, because there's no chance for anyone to get that. Other than that, he's had a good night. His receivers have really let him down. And he's a gamer, as was number 19, Coleman. Put a lot of effort in and delivered the ball well.
So shotgun formation, this time it's a handoff, and he is met at the line of scrimmage by the Fort Morgan Mustang defense. And that is going to go for a no gain, so that will bring up a 3rd and 10 from the 17. Looks like Trey McBride is still into the game game for the Mustangs at right end. Also have in the game Jesus Ibarra, number 77. And I can't see just who the other, maybe Colton Carpenter looks like he is also in there. So low snap, going to be, gets away from the pressure, gets out to the 20, and then it's finally brought down out about the 22-yard line. And that was a tackle by Jason Lenhart. Just kind of grabbed him by the shoulder pads and threw him down. So that will bring up a 4th down for Arvada. It's going to be about 4th and 3 from just inside the 25-yard line.
Nice run in an emergency type situation for De La Rosa.
Almost sacked, then he ran away from the pressure. So we're down to 5:10 to go in the game. 4th and 3 for Arvada. It's going to be a keeper around the right side. We'll see if he gets out, and he will get the 1st down, gets it out to the 30-yard line.
Keeping the ball and going around the right side is enough for a 1st down for the Bulldogs.
So that is a run by
Ball's marked at the 31.
quarterback De La Rosa. So he gets it out to the 31-yard line. So 6-yard run there by De La Rosa gives them the 1st down with 4:40 to go in the contest.
And Fort Morgan's second team kind of playing a little bit of prevent. They're not, the linemen are being really aggressive, but the DBs are sticking back and making sure that no one gets beat deep.
So 3 receivers right, or 3 left and 1 right. Going to be a pass out here into the flat. It will be caught at about the 34-yard line. See, they're going to mark it at the 35. So that'll be a gain of 4.
Gain of about 5 yards. Second.
They put it just outside the 35-yard line, so it looks like it'll be a gain of 4. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for Arvada with 3:57 to go from the 35-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Gets the snap. Going to be a pass out here to the right, to the left flat. Going to be just short of the 1st down.
17, Victor Gomez.
So that'll bring up about a 3rd and 1
Makes it
for Arvada. See where they finally do mark it at about the 30.
So Gomez is doing a good job of catching it, and he's getting pounded as soon as he catches it. So I can see why maybe they weren't liking to catch it before, but they're doing a good job now.
So 3rd and 1 from the 40. Trips right. He tries to run it for the 1st down, and we'll see where they give it to him at.
Quarterback draw.
And I think they'll probably give it to him.
It's enough for,
And that was a tough yard for De La Rosa to get.
From the 41.
So that'll be a 1st down. 1st down run for De La Rosa. That will be about the 41-yard line. Inside the 3-minute mark. De La Rosa rolls out to his right. Now he's going to look like he drops the ball, and it's going to be covered by Fort Morgan. as he was untouched and was holding it out with his left hand, I believe it was, and lost the grip on it and fumbles it to the ground, and the Fort Morgan Mustangs will take over with 2:19 and counting.
Fort Morgan certainly should be able to run out the clock at this point. I don't know whether they would just take a knee and let it go or let these kids have a couple more tries at it.
I would hope they would just take a knee on it, but they'll run it down to where the back judge starts counting down the seconds. So they're waiting now. Trey McBride comes out of the game for the Mustangs. Let's see what they do. They're lined up I formation, receiver left, hands it off over the right side. And that is going to be to Elliott once again. He takes it down inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line.
Elliott Wunsch, the ball carrier for the Mustangs, takes the ball up to about the 25-yard line.
So that'll bring up a
second and 3 for the Mustangs.
Second and 3 from the 25 for the Mustangs. Down to a minute 15 to go here from Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. Mustangs in control from the start. Up 55-0 with under a minute to play now. Second and 3 from the 25. As they wait for the back judge to start counting it down. Have a tight formation, no receivers. Going to be a handoff over the right side again to Elliott Wunsch, and he spins and gets down to about the 23-yard line.
Wunsch, the ball carrier, calculated by number 45.
So they haven't put the ball into play yet, so I'm going to guess that should be about the last play of the game right there. They should not have to run another play. So it would be 3rd and 1, but this game is over with 10 seconds left to play here in the 4th period. As the clock runs out, the Fort Morgan Mustangs 55, the Arvada Bulldogs 0. You're listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com. Brian Nickel with Kevin Rohde at the end of the contest here. Fort Morgan wins 55-0. The Fort Morgan Mustangs postgame show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. So at the half, it was 48-0. Mustangs score one touchdown, a 30-yard run by Elliott Wunsch. PAT was good by Mr. Franny Gonzalez, made the final score 55-0. The Fort Morgan Mustangs got on the board on their first possession on a 9-yard run by Toby McBride. PAT was no good, made the score 6-0. Fort Morgan on their next possession on 3 plays. McBride took it in from 39 yards out for the touchdown. PAT on that one was good. The Fort Morgan Mustangs on their next possession took 1 play to go 41 yards on a pass to Eric Flughoff for 41 yards. The PAT was good. Made it 20-0 for the Mustangs. Arvada's next possession, interception by Herrera. Fort Morgan takes 1 play to go 21 yards on a touchdown by Tate Kimball. Makes the score with the PAT good at 27-0. Next possession for Arvada was another interception. The Fort Morgan Mustangs take 5 plays to go 28 yards on a touchdown run by Toby McBride to make the score with the PAT 34-0, and that was at the end of the first quarter. The Mustangs on their next possession go 1 play, 12 yards on a Brian Almanza touchdown. PAT was good, made the score 41-0. And then with 1:53 to go in the first half, the Anthony Arroyo goes 27 yards. PAT good, made the score 48-0. And then with just under 7 minutes to go in the third period, Elliott Wunsch takes it in from 30 yards out. PAT good, makes the score 55-0. Almost identical type of game that we had tonight that we had last week. Fort Morgan scores on every possession. They had to punt one time, and then at the end of the game where the clock ran out. Total domination here by the Mustangs. Like Kevin was saying before, we hope that, as games come up that are going to be meaningful in league, that these starters are going to be able to take the full 48 minutes and be able to put a full game in and win these games. Because once they get into league, there's going to be some games there that are going to be, I guess we can say easy. I know the coaches aren't going to say that, but you're going to have Lutheran and Elizabeth. They're always tough. Vista Peak is going to be up there, and they're going to have to be conditioned and be able to play that 4 quarters of football.
Absolutely. Just some quick stats on the second half. I won't repeat all the first half stats, and all those players didn't get any more yards, but we have Elliott Wunsch, who did run quite a bit in the second half, ending up with 7 carries for 40 yards. Rosales has 3 carries for 22 yards. Bell has 1 carry for 2 yards, Wunsch having the 1 touchdown in the second half. Offensively, whatever Fort Morgan tried to do, they found success at it. And unfortunately for Arvada, whatever they tried to do didn't really work out for them. Towards the end, De La Rosa had a little success with the passing game. But we hope the players that were hurt aren't going to be out for very long. And luckily, Fort Morgan made it through without any major injuries. Looked like we had that one on the sideline where they were talking to him about maybe having a concussion, and I didn't see him back in the game.
Yeah, Cade Bulis.
Right. But overall, a good victory for the Mustangs. Quite a turnaround from the Brush game. And now we go 2-1 into league play, and they start to count as far as league.
It'll be next Friday night at Skyview, 7 o'clock game.
Right.
Skyview has lights now. They got lights installed this year, and enjoying the lights. I'm not sure they're enjoying their season right now, but they're getting to play under the lights like all the big boys get to do now. So.
Right, and hopefully we'll bring umbrellas if it's going to rain, because 2 years ago was miserable.
Yeah,
but looking forward to league play, and I really think that Fort Morgan should be able to coast the next 2 weeks, and they'll have to stay focused. But that Lutheran game looming 3 weeks away is going to be huge. If they play like they have been, there's no saying that they can't get one on Lutheran either.
Yeah. If they if they can continue with the, because they played Brush tough in that second half, and they're going to be that type of a team. They're going to be a tough team to play, but that's what you're out here for. That's why you play the game. So I think we'll go ahead and close this out and get ready for next week. The sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs football has been Michaela Klimper. The producer for Mustang Replay is Alan Lance. For Kevin Rohde, I'm Brian Nickel. The final score tonight, Fort Morgan 55, Arvada nothing. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs football on B106 and B106.com.